All right, everyone, welcome back to Lecture 26, Part 4, the Nintendo Switch. This is the final game console we'll be talking about today. The Nintendo Switch is the most recently released of all the game consoles coming out in 2017. It has a really unique design. It's designed to be both a home console and a portable system, following a Nintendo's tradition of the Game Boy and the DS and the 3DS. So it has a dock, as you can see in the picture, where you can put the console in and then have that dock attached to your big TV, or you can just take the whole unit out of your dock and treat it like a handheld. So it's got a really unique design. It's proven very successful. It's the same old song and dance with Nintendo that we've heard since 1983 with the Famicom and the NES as the first party games are the biggest titles on the system. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was a critically acclaimed Zelda game. It was the big selling game at launch for the Switch. Pokemon Sword and Shield, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Party, recently Animal Crossing's New Horizons. So all those first party games are getting an appearance on the Switch, as well as uh, several Wii U titles that maybe weren't as appreciated as much on the Wii U as they might have been, have gotten ported. So Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, I believe, is one. Super Mario Maker was originally on the Wii U, and I think they released the second one on the Switch. So again, just first party games everywhere. In addition to the first party games, the Switch has gotten pretty good third party support. Again, a lot of support from Japanese game developers, Atlas, a lot of titles. The Switch is a little bit underpowered compared to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, so it doesn't get exactly the same games. The ports are sometimes a little rough around the edges, but again, they're good enough for most people. And then on top of it, you get the portability and access to all the Nintendo first party stuff. So it's proven to be very successful. They finally have pretty good online game support with the Switch Online subscription that just started up recently. And again, the Nintendo eShop now is a pretty fully functional digital storefront, very similar to the Xbox Marketplace or the PlayStation Store. Switch Online is the first official subscription service from Nintendo. You do have to have a subscription now to play online, so games like Mario Kart uh, or Splatoon or anything where you go online does require a Switch Online subscription now, but it's very inexpensive, only $20 a year, which is again quite a bit cheaper than PlayStation and Xbox offerings. Right, Xbox Live by itself will be $60 a year, and if you tack on Game Pass, you're starting to look at, $80 to $120 a year. Nintendo's offering theirs for just 20. One of the big attractions to the service, even if you don't plan on playing a lot online, is they have both NES and SNES games available as part of a free library you can access when you have the Switch Online subscription. So that's a big driver for older generations of gamers who might want to play games they played when they were kids with their kids and grandkids. So it's pretty nifty. As of January 2020, it was estimated that they had about 15 million subscribers. So again, you're talking about $30 million a year just to access some old Nintendo games and play a few Nintendo games online. Nintendo still designs a lot of their games around couch co-op and single player experiences. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal in terms of for Nintendo in terms of access right now. And then finally, I can't talk a lot about the Nintendo Switch. It's only been out for 3 years, so it's kind of hard to see where it's going and whether their sales have increased or tapered off. They've certainly increased lately with the COVID pandemic and their unique titles being very popular. Nintendo's also been doing their unique path of unique approaches to gaming, right? They don't rely on big tentpole releases outside of the first party stuff. They're willing to do some kind of wacky stuff. So the Nintendo Labo cardboard kits that you build different peripherals out of cardboard, like you can see in the picture there, a steering wheel. There's one where you wear a big robot suit and then you play on your Switch as a big robot. There's a VR kit made out of cardboard that you can use. So really interesting ideas coming out of Nintendo. Nintendo Ring Fit, which is a fitness game for Switch, but it's more of like an RPG that you play by doing exercises. So it's kind of a really interesting hybrid approach to fitness. And again, it's just not something that you're going to see a lot come. A lot of stuff like this isn't going to come out of Microsoft and Sony's perspectives because again, they're focused on those more traditional game experience. So in class, I'd ask you, why do you think Nintendo does this? Right? Remember that Nintendo says that Nintendo has argued since the Wii that sheer graphical horsepower and, the same sort of games we've now been playing for 30 and 40 years won't always get the job done. Trying to find those innovative experiences, trying to offer fun or unique things you can't get anywhere else are sort of the hallmarks of Nintendo's approach to gaming. And you see that, here with the cardboard Labo kits as well as Ring Fit Adventure. And I'm sure there's some other examples I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. So it'll be really interesting to see how the Switch does over the next couple of years, particularly as the new high-end game consoles come out from Sony and PlayStation, and to see where Nintendo goes from here. All right, well, that is the end of part 4. We're going to come back for one more part 5, to briefly talk about PC, and then we'll be done with lecture 26. So hang in there.